Oopsie. Let me see if I can get myself set up. Oh shit. This might not be too bad. Holy crap. Wait, hold on, the iPad's in the way. Oh boy. Okay. This light though. Bit much. Is that better? Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Whew. Where's the camera? Is the camera right there? Is that the camera? No. Yes. No. Yes. Yeah. Okay, that's it. This is it's a little awkward. It's weird. I've been doing this for a while, so you would think it wouldn't be as awkward as it feels right now, but I'm like trying to figure out where the camera is on the phone, and it's a little off-putting, but anyways, doesn't really matter. Welcome to my hotel room. I might actually give you guys a little bit of a tour here in a second. I'm as you can tell, if you follow the channel or you watch me regularly, you know this is not my usual stream setup. I'm doing this from my phone in lovely Colonial Heights, Virginia, near Blackstone, where our training facility is. I am on a work trip for a week. We are running a 3-day pistol course. It's cold. The days are long. It's tiring. I'm on my feet for like 10 to 12 hours a day, but you know it's not bad. I enjoy the job. So welcome back to any those of you who may be rejoining the show. It is Talk Show Tuesday, and I am Make Shudov, also known as Big Boss. I'm the leader of the Military Sans Frontieres. I'm a variety Twitch broadcaster. My usual stream schedule is Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Tuesdays at 9 p.m. is usually talk show night. That's at 9 p.m. Wednesdays and Thursdays are usually for video games, but I'm not going to be able to play any games at all this week because I'm out of town and I don't have my Xbox with me, and I'm not going to be streaming. So I figured I would try to get at least a Talk Show Tuesday in tonight from the hotel room, just to talk about a few things that have been on my mind, and also because, you know, I wanted to get a stream in and to see how this was going to work out, because I feel like in the near future we're probably going to be taking a lot more of these trips. And yo, what's up, Signal? Boom it. What the did you Signal? Did you just sub? Did you just sub to the channel, man? I have no alerts. I'm not at home. I'm on my cell phone. Oh my god. Thank you so much, Signal42. You're freaking awesome, man. Holy shit. Yo, you're gonna get a proper shout out on stream either Friday or Saturday when I get home. Maybe. No, there's no maybe, man. I see the purple star next to your freaking name. How have you been, man? It's good to see you. Thanks so much for stopping by. Thank you for the crispy sub, man. You're awesome. So, yeah, before I get into the talk show topics, just to finish things up, you can find me on Twitter at MakeShootOf. You can also find me. I'm on the road too. Where are you at, Signal? And are you in a crappy hotel? Well, okay. To be fair, hey, what's up, $8T? Yo, Deadman, what's going on? What is happening? Everybody's showing up, man. I'm on the mobile stream and like everybody's popping in. Yo, it's good to see all of you guys again. Holy crap. Yeah, where are you at, Signal? And to be fair, my hotel doesn't suck. It's a nice hotel. It's Western Wisconsin. Are you also on a work trip, sir? It has been a bit, dead man, but you know how it is, man. You're always welcome to drop back into the Military Sans Frontieres whenever you want, man. Whenever you want. Holy crap. Everybody's in Wisconsin, man. Signal, have the two of you, I think the two of you have met before and chat before. But yeah, to be fair, the hotel room is not bad. The hotel isn't bad. It's a nice hotel. It's a decent hotel. It's just, with the explosion of online gaming and people having more and more mobile devices with Wi-Fi capability. Yo, what's going on, Soccer? How's it going, man? Mod Extraordinaire. Go ahead, plug yourself in the channel, man. I don't know if the commands will work on mobile. I'm pretty sure they will. They should. Maybe they won't. They probably won't because my laptop is off and Ankbot is not running. So, yeah, I know the field signal work for sure. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm in Colonial Heights, Virginia, because of work. I'll be back late Thursday night. So yeah, the hotel's nice, but the internet it's terrible. Most hotel internet is terrible unless you purchase the premium internet. But you know, it's the same story that everybody encounters when they go to a hotel to stay for whatever reason. So my day consisted of waking up at 5 a.m., taking a shower, catching up on my Twitter feed on the toilet as I like to do in the mornings, getting dressed, making sure my lunch is packed and all that stuff. You drive back on Thursday. Yeah, so do I, Signal. So we're gonna finish up our training day Thursday afternoon, probably around 4 or 5 o'clock. We have to clean up everything off of our outdoor range, pack up all of our gear, pack up all the guns and all the extra ammo that we have. And I've got to drive the 2.5 to 3 hours back to Northern Virginia to my office to drop off all of that equipment, leave the government vehicle there in the parking lot, put everything away, secure the office, and then drive the 30 minutes home. So I'm not anticipating being home from my work trip Thursday night until 10:30. Premium internet. Do you mean normal internet? Yes, 99 cents plus tax. That's a good point, man. Hi, Cake. Hello, love of my life. My first subscriber, my fiance to be, or not my fiance to be, my wife to be, Cake in a Barrel. She's amazing, an amazing woman. She's watching me. Yay. Yo, what's up, Devil? What's up, Devil Dog? How you doing, man? You still in the military? Is that what you're talking about? Work? No, dead man. I'm a firearms instructor for the State Department, man. We train the federal agents that work for the Department of State. And I hope I'm not talking too loud because, like, if the people in the room next to me can hear me, it's going to be kind of weird. But whatever. Yeah, I'm a firearms instructor. I teach people how to shoot guns, man. That's what I do for my job. But yeah, up at 5, on the road by 6. It's a 50 to 55 minute travel commute from the hotel to the training facility in Fort Pickett, Virginia. And we get there. We get all the students checked in and all that stuff, and then we go out to the range and we train all day. We finished today on the range at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. So it was another hour drive to get back to the hotel, and like I'm tired, man. My feet hurt. I'm pretty sure you can hear it in my voice. Like, yeah, man. The commute is no joke. It's ridiculous. But what are you gonna do? You know, it's part of the job. My feet hurt from being on that hard ground on a military installation all day. It was cold as shit. Like, we're shooting pistols all day, and I'm not really wearing gloves, so like it's cold and you're losing dexterity in your hands while you're working the pistol and all that stuff. So, and I was teaching for most of the day. I think from 9, I was on the podium, not podium because there's no podium on an outdoor range. I was teaching from 9 till about 1 o'clock, and then from 1 o'clock on, I handed over the reins to another one of my coworkers who took over the majority of the teaching responsibilities, and I just went to the coaching side. But the stuff that I did was trigger control, recoil management, point shooting, what else did I do? Combat reloads, tactical reloads, immediate action and remedial action on the Glock 19M pistol, the Beretta M9 pistol, and the SIG P229 pistol. Do I give out pizza box? Do I give out pizza boxes? Did you? No, man. We don't give out pizza boxes, man. The only thing that we do is they either pass or they fail their qualifications. But the course that we're running does not require them to qualify. It is a voluntary course. It is not pass or fail. It is they come out there just to improve. We do have standards for them to meet, and that is just to put the stress on them to push the bar and, you know, improve and get better. But it's not pass or fail, and they don't have to qualify or anything. You're so silly. Yeah, Signal Pizza. He is referring to a marksmanship badge that you can earn in the Marine Corps, which is called a pizza box, which is marksman, which is the lowest level of qualification that you can get as a rifle or pistol marksman in the Marine Corps. There's marksman, sharpshooter, and expert. I hate trigger control. Trigger control is with a pistol on trigger control soccer. You're absolutely right. It is one of the most difficult things to master, and it is also one of the most difficult things to maintain and sustain. Because if you don't practice it on a regular basis, it goes out the window quickly, and that's in my experience with pistol shooting. It is the most difficult form of marksmanship, probably besides like archery that exists. You basically qualify. So, without getting too in depth into our special agents qualification course of fire, they shoot it on a man-sized target. It has 2 hit zones. There's a critical area, which is all chest area and kind of like an outline in the head, and then there's a non-critical that's out on the body outside of the critical area. It's a 40-round course. Maximum points possible per shot is 5 rounds. So if they get a perfect score, it's 200. The minimum required qualification is a 160 for them. So it's not a difficult score. It's not a difficult course, not a difficult score to attain. The furthest they shoot is 25 yards, and the closest that they shoot is at 3 yards. The majority of their shots are actually fired at the 3-yard line, which is kind of crazy, but we're not going to get into all of that. I never shot a weapon until I went to boot camp. I had a pizza box for 6 months. Yo, devil, no lie, first time I ever shot any gun was the M16 in the Marine Corps. That was the first time I had ever fired a gun, and I was not a pizza box. I was an expert shooter, and I was the company high shooter in my battalion. So, one of those things, man. Went to Okinawa, and my platoon sergeant made me go to the rifle range until I got expert. That's cool, man. Did you at least have good primary marksmanship instructors? Did you have guys that taught you a lot of the good stuff and weren't douchebags? Which a lot of PMIs in the Marine Corps are. They tend to be kind of, there's good ones out there, don't get me wrong, but there's some ones out there that are not good at all. I love archery. My only experience with archery was in middle school, and the first time I drew that bow and took a shot, my forearm was in the wrong spot, and the string just snapped my forearm and gave me a huge bruise. And after that shit, I was like, fuck that shit, I'm out. I'm gonna stick to basketball, football, and hockey, and that's gonna be my life. But in middle school we had these extracurricular activities that were outside of the normal PE stuff, like ultimate frisbee and frisbee golf and archery and all kinds of crazy stuff, man. In the fleet, yes. So you did have good primary marksmanship instructors, or you had like crappy ones. In my military high school, I got elite marks for rifle shooting. Nice, Signal. That's awesome. Signal, I gotta thank you again for that sub. That feels you made my day, because I love my job. I enjoy teaching, but today was a rough day. It was long, it was cold, and I was tired, and we had a couple of students that were kind of frustrating. So that sub makes me really happy. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. So I feel like I kind of went off on a tangent, man. Instructors were great. They were patient. I worked with recon Marines in Okinawa. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Thanks. I'm serious. I really do appreciate that. And Cake, yes, you lift my spirits too, sweetheart. I'm glad to see you in chat. I appreciate it. I love you, sweetheart. I'll probably give you a call when we're done here. So yeah, that was my day. Tomorrow we're going to be on the training site by 9 a.m. so we could pack up all the gear, head out to the range, get everything set up, and we're going to shoot from probably about 10 to 4. We'll give them about an hour to an hour and a half break, and right before it starts to get dark, they're going to get a class on low light shooting and darkness shooting with a flashlight, and then we're going to run darkness training for about 2 or 3 hours, and I think we'll be done somewhere between 8:30 and 9:30. We got to give them a good amount of exposure. It's not very often they get to train in the dark, and these guys are getting issued new pistols and new flashlights. Like they're getting issued lights, which is pretty cool. This is a first in DS. They've never been issued lights with their guns before, and we're really happy that they're getting these because now they get the chance to do the things they're not used to doing, and they can be proficient in working. Oh, also picked up Battlefront, so that should be spirit lifting. Hell yeah, Cake, it is spirit lifting. Although, thank you, dear. I appreciate the segue. That was what I was going to talk about tonight. So, power to the gamers. The reason I am talking about this subject is because of the times that we live in, as far as social media, the ability to contact, and yes, you are absolutely correct, Cake in a Barrel, Soccer Pointer, Cake in a Barrel for the win. There has been a lot of vitriol on the internet for Star Wars Battlefront 2. And the reason people are angry about it is because of the progression system and how long it's going to take to unlock, I guess, classes and weapons and certain heroes in the game, and how they're kind of putting all of that stuff behind a loot box paywall. I heard yesterday on Twitter that they announced a change to that progression system, that the amount of crystals that it was going to take would be reduced by 75%, so it was going to take less crystals to earn some of these characters and weapons and things. But then conversely, and I heard this was a rumor, I don't know if this is true or not, I heard that, all right, so I heard the crystals, the amount of crystals it would cost would be reduced, but I also heard, I guess the currency that you were going to earn was also going to be reduced too, so it pretty much like negated everything. But I don't know if that's true or not, and if anybody in chat knows, please let me know. But anyhow, the main point of it is a lot of people on the internet are angry at the developers for the way this game was made and how it's going to end up. I don't know either way. I'm seeing some people that say they like the game and it's not that bad, and I'm seeing a lot of people saying that they hate it. So, like, what I wanted to talk about was not necessarily potentially how good or bad Battlefront 2 is, because I don't really know. I haven't played it yet, and I'm sincerely hoping that Battlefront 2 is good and it's fun and I enjoy playing it, because I loved the originals just like everybody else. Battlefront and Battlefront 2 were amazing. All I have heard is they removed the cancel pre-order button. Okay. Well, if that's true, Signal, it's pretty shitty. I'm not gonna lie. That's a low move. I pre-ordered a physical copy at GameStop, and I know, Cake, you can go ahead and start calling me a hypocrite now. I said after Destiny 1, or even though I pre-ordered Destiny 2, because I knew I was going to play it and I wanted to get the pre-order exclusive things, and I wanted to get the Locate 6 figurine and all the other stuff. I had adamantly said to Cake and Bro, I'm going to stop pre-ordering games because companies these days are taking advantage of people by getting their pre-orders, and that's money in the bank that's guaranteed, and that just means it's enabling them to put out an incomplete product. So I'm not going to support that system anymore. And I waggled my finger, and then I went about my day and pre-ordered Destiny 2 and pre-ordered Battlefront 2. So in that sense, I am I'm definitely a lot more talk than action. But here's the thing. I like where we are now as far as the ability to provide feedback via Reddit, even though Reddit's kind of a bad example because there's a lot of salt on Reddit, through social media, waggled, lol. But the point is, you can get your opinions out there for these companies to see in real time, and they know how you feel about their games before they're even launched or even when they're launched. There's a good side to that because we have access to companies that we've never had before. Remember the days of the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis, the Nintendo 64, all of that stuff. Hell, all the way up to, I would even argue, the Xbox 360, because we've never had this type of influence on developers in a game community ever in the history of gaming. Back in the Nintendo days, it was, they made a game, they put it out. You were lucky if you could rent it from Blockbuster Video to see if you like it. And if you liked it enough, maybe then you went to your KB Toys or wherever and purchased your cartridge to bring back home and play it. The only reviewing mediums that were out there was like Nintendo Power, and I can't remember any of the other printed publications at the time, but those were the trusted sources for reviews. EA also brought the company that did Titanfall. I wish I hadn't missed the boat on Titanfall 1 and 2, because people say that game was a lot of fun, but I was playing so much goddamn Destiny and Battlefield 3 that like I completely missed the boat on it. But we have unprecedented access to put feedback on websites where companies will go and listen. And the reason they listen is because they know there's a value in it. If they don't do things to improve their product or make their game better or make it more appealing to people, they know that social media and rumors and reviews of people's that aren't even from professional publications can spread like wildfire, and they can affect the sales of games. So they see that there's value in listening to that feedback. That's a good thing, because it actually, and I honestly believe in the instance of Bungie and Destiny 2, probably later on in the future, this feedback from the community through social media and through Reddit and all other sources has been a place where they can take some of those ideas and say, you know what, some of this stuff that these people are coming up with, even though they're not game devs, maybe some of them aren't bad ideas, and we're hearing enough from the community that we want this thing, that maybe we should add this feature. You didn't get shit like that from the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1, Dreamcast, any of those other systems. You got what you got. And if the devs got it right, you got classics like Final Fantasy VII, and all the other great games that I just cannot list off the top of my head right now that people just thought were amazing. If they did it wrong, you got games like Fester's Quest and Zelda 2, I believe, is Link's Awakening, and what other absolutely horrible games were put out there. It's just in those times there were more duds than there were hits, and it's one of those things where if you didn't really grow up in that time of playing games, or you don't really remember that time because gaming wasn't at that place, when you weren't in the place to play games at that time, you can't really appreciate it. But conversely, on the other side, who's that? Oh, yo, what's up, Cable? How's it going, man? Good evening, Devil Dog. We're just talking about the topic of this night is power to the gamers, and how social media influence and people's feedback on games are actually affecting developers and affecting change in gaming, and actually are forming updates. Like makers are making or creating updates sometimes based off of community feedback from games, and that feedback is made possible via social media and the internet and all kinds of stuff. So like conversely, where you have constructive input, real sensible ideas that come from the community that allow developers to make changes that gamers want, you also have the other side of the coin, and you guys know where I'm going with this. The Twitter trolls, the angry Reddit posters, who may or may not have valid criticisms of games or valid improvements to games, but they don't present the information in a constructive way. They get angry, like pitchfork and torch angry, like they're ready to storm the castle angry, making death threats to developers and their families angry, that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, those voices it seems those voices have been very loud on the internet over the past couple of days in reference to Star Wars Battlefront 2. I don't know how all of this is going to turn out. I honestly don't even know how I'm going to feel about the game until I play it. I sincerely hope it is an enjoyable experience for me. I want to play the game and I want to enjoy it as much as I enjoyed Battlefront 1 and 2, but that remains to be seen. And if it is as bad, if the features are as bad as people are saying it is, then it's gonna feel real bad, man. And I guess I honestly am not gonna know how I'm gonna feel about it. What I'm probably gonna end up doing is the same thing I did with Battlefront 1. Give it a couple of college tries, real good old, you know what, maybe it's not as bad as I think it is, and I'm gonna play it a few times. And if it just doesn't keep my attention, if the progression system is terrible. Now here's the thing, I can deal with throttled progression in a game if the gameplay is fun and the mechanics are fun and I enjoy it and the campaign is decent, which scary. I'm hearing that the campaign is weak sauce, but what are you gonna do? Yes, Battlefront 2 is doing that now, but in a negative way. People are mad. They have to work for their hero. Cable, I am all for working to unlock special things in a game. But if it is as it was rumored in Battlefront 2, again, I don't have the most up-to-date information on this, but things that I've read on Reddit and on Twitter over the last couple of days was these heroes are going to take hours upon hours upon hours, like 40 to 60 hours of gameplay alone, just to even get to that point where you would have enough currency or experience points or whatever it is to unlock those heroes. And that's just for one. I am all for things not being instantly available for you. But if you put it behind something that requires that much time invested, it just, if the base gameplay mechanics aren't there and they aren't very good, what else really is there to play for? So I'm going to reserve my judgment. Again, I'm only commenting on the things that I have heard that have not been, for me, 100% confirmed. I am going to reserve my impressions and my judgments of the game until I play it. I sincerely hope that it was not, it's not going to be a complete waste of my money. To me, a waste of money on a game is you get it, you install it, and you don't even play it. You just uninstall it and then turn it in because you got no gameplay out of it. You got no playtime out of the game at all. So it won't be a complete waste. What I'm looking for is a solid 60 hours, man. Just 60 hours of enjoyment. You don't even have to bring out all of the nostalgia from Battlefront 1 and 2. I don't even have to feel all of those feels. I just need to have some fun playing the game and enjoy it enough in my first 2 to 3 play sessions to want to slap that old game into my old console and play it a few more times, I'm not asking for 2,500 to 3,000 hours worth of replayability like I got out of Destiny. I'm not asking for the 400 to 500 hours of addictive multiplayer replayability that I got out of Battlefield 3. I just want to be able to play it for 60 to 80 hours, have a satisfying campaign experience, and just have the game be enjoyable enough to play. That's what I mean about how I feel about the game. I have to get dinner. Sorry, I'll catch you again later. Don't be sorry, Cable. Thank you for stopping by. Outer Heaven always appreciates when their Marines and soldiers stop by. You're awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. I haven't played Battlefront since the PlayStation 2 years. Same for me, Plus Tax. I was on Xbox, the OG Xbox, and on the 360 when that came out. I was still playing Battlefront 2 on the 360. In fact, pretty sure I stayed on the servers for Battlefront 2 until they shut them down. So, I played that game a ton. For me, it started with couch co-op with my buddies. and I would kick the living shit out of them playing Battlefront 2. And the fun thing about it was it literally was like a galactic war. You had ground battles and you had space battles. And anytime you won, you unlocked a resource, and you got a planet that then gave you an ability that you did not have before. And it was really fucking cool. And I would destroy my friends in that game. And then once I got into the online play, it was just even more fun, man. It was great. I really enjoyed it. And I just hope that I can get at least, I don't know, 50% of that play experience from Battlefront 2. If I can do that, then I'll be happy. Because I have other games that I can play. And that's the thing, which brings me right back around to the social media point. If you have feedback, constructive feedback, and I've said this before on a previous talk show, if you have constructive feedback for a game, make your points known. If it's a criticism for a game, you're going to go a long way if that criticism is constructive and it comes from a place of, hey, I really enjoy this product. This thing is kind of cumbersome or a pain. Maybe you guys could consider fixing this. You're going to go even further if you can give that constructive criticism and offer a suggestion, a legitimate suggestion to fix it. Like, if I was the CEO of a company or a boss or whatever, and somebody came to me and said, hey, your organization has this problem, it's making things kind of difficult, and oh, by the way, here's a possible solution, and it's a viable solution, I'm gonna be like, hell yeah, man, you just gave me free business advice. I'm gonna fix my shit based off of what you just said, you know? Not saying that every single person with a viable criticism on the internet is gonna be listened to by game developers or companies that make games, but your voice is gonna be more likely to be heard if it isn't filled with salt. That's my main point. Last talk show Tuesday with the Twitter rants, lol. Yeah, man, I don't want to be known as make shooter of the rant guy, but sometimes when I really have something on my mind, man, I just want to talk about it, and it's fun to have a conversation about it. It's fun to get other perspectives, and it's fun when people listen and have something to say in the conversation, you know? The only way people can really grow and advance is to have conversations about things, even if you disagree. Try to leave your emotion at the door. Have constructive conversations about things. Try to state facts as much as you can, and be open-minded and try to listen, you know? So that in itself is going to help to make things a lot better overall. I am still hyped to play Battlefront 2. I hope it's really good. And we'll see what happens. Yes, we do need Avenger, but you know why we can't have Avenger in here, Soccer? Because he's playing Battlefront 2 right now. And when I get off this broadcast, after I call my fiance and talk to her and see how her day went, I'm hitting up Avenger and I'll be like, so hey man, is that campaign as spicy as I want it to be? Is it good? Is it enjoyable? Is it fun to play? Because that's what I want, man. So the only person that I have heard from on the internet about the campaign was Lyric. Lyric said that it was underwhelming, but I'm not saying that I don't trust Lyric's opinion on it, because he's played enough games to know what a good game is and what a bad game is. But Lyric plays a shit ton of games, so his bar for what is an enjoyable, like, lasting experience in a game might be set considerably higher than what mine is. So I kind of have to take that opinion that he has of it with a grain of salt. You know, I don't know if that's going to be something that I'm going to like hang my hat on, you know, but it's information. It's there for me to know. So, you know, I just want it to be good. I keep saying this over and over and over again. I just want the game to be good. And who doesn't want the game to be good? So I'm going to check Twitter real quick to see if we got any topics of discussion. Oh, which, by the way, let me remind you guys. So the format of Talk Show Tuesday goes like this. I will usually have a topic of discussion for the show that I want to talk about, give my opinions and thoughts on it, talk with chat, discuss things with you guys. I have a very low bar. That's why Goat Simulator and Farming Simulator is gold. Farming Simulator 15. Yo, do they really make a Farming Simulator every fucking year? And Goat Simulator, to me, was hilarious. I wish that I had stuck with it a little bit longer. But it just got to the point where I just was like, man, what the fuck am I doing? I'm like headbutting people, breaking shit, seeing how high I can jump off of stuff. But it was hilarious. The physics engine in that game is just, it's bonkers, man. It's so silly. Damn it. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So I like discussing things with you guys, getting points of view from other people. I try not to make the topics too heavy. I do try to make them fun sometimes. But other times, if there's something that I really, 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 really care about and I feel like my voice needs to be heard on it, I'm going to talk about it. If it's political or if it's, something that's kind of a downer, then I will talk about it. Then towards the end of the show, what I like to do is open up the floor to questions from chat, and I'll also answer questions that are either whispered to me on Twitch, or I am mentioned on Twitter or DM'd on Twitter. If you submit a question to me via Twitter before the next broadcast of Talk Show Tuesday, that question will be answered or discussed. It can be a question or a topic of discussion will be addressed on the show. And that's what I like to do with it. The only thing that I ask is if you want to submit a topic of discussion or question, I would like for you to be either following the Twitch channel or following me on Twitter, one of those two mediums, or both. Both would be even more gooder, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, it doesn't seem that we have any question on the tweeters, but that's my fault because I didn't really hype up and promote this week's Talk Show Tuesday as much as I should have, because I honestly didn't think, I wasn't sure it was going to happen, because I knew I was going to be in this hotel and didn't know if the internet was going to work, which, by the way, I'm not using the hotel internet because it's too poo-poo. I'm running this off of my phone's data, so rip the gigabytes. AT&T. I would have came up with one, but I didn't think you would do a stream today. Yeah, that's my fault plus tax. Not a big deal, man. Oh shit, let me scroll back down on text. Yeah, there we go. More bestest. You do have one. Ask a question of us. A craziest story you had in the military. All right, so we'll get that one first. Yo, you're using hotel internet to watch this right now, Signal? Holy shit, what are you in, like a fucking in the Taj Mahal, man? Like, how the hell do you have the bit rate to watch this? Cause I can't even I was watching Rec earlier, and I was also who else was I watching earlier? Damn it. No, I think it was just Rec. I was trying to watch Rec earlier, and the stream would go for about 15 minutes or so, and then it would just freeze. It would stop. Chat would continue scrolling, but I couldn't see the gameplay because it was freeze, and then I couldn't hear any of the audio. So it was just really frustrating, and I would try shutting down Twitch and then restarting it to watch. But oh, you're streaming at 320, lol. Okay, well that makes a whole lot of sense, Soccer. See, I'm not the smartest on this, so like I guess it's easier to watch a mobile stream than it is to watch somebody that's streaming from home on a console or a PC. So I guess that makes a whole lot of sense. America in, man, that sounds awesome. Not really. No, I'm sorry. If I'm knocking your hotel and it's an awesome hotel, my bad, fam. My bad. All right. So, $8 tea, craziest military story I have. The very first one that comes to mind was my first year in the Marine Corps. I finished my first year on the United States Marine Corps Silent Drill Platoon, and that tour ended with a week-long trip up to Kingston, Ontario, Canada. Oh crap. I'll be right back, fam. I need to get my charger and plug my phone in. Okay, so I had to walk across the room, get this guy. Holiday Inn most times, eh? Holiday Inn, I am an Aspire member, so I get a different internet connection. Ooh, so you're fancy, huh, Signal? I learned from the best, soccer. Learn from the best, man. I got my charger here with me, and I'm gonna plug it in. Do the thing, charge my phone. Are you charging? Yes, you are. Boom. All right, we're still in there. We're not going to get shut down prematurely. I stayed at that Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. It was free. Only reason I went, and the internet was bad. Shocker. Just like his presidency. Okay. See here. Blah, do catching up on chat. Sorry about that. $8. I'll get back to your question here in a second. Sorry, man. Crazy to even hear Canada being a part. Oh yeah, the story gets crazier, man. So here we go. We traveled up to Kingston, Ontario to do a joint military tattoo. A tattoo is like a military parade with marching and bands and performances and fireworks and all kinds of crazy stuff. It was super cool. You travel, dude, I feel for you, Signal. I'm sorry that you travel a lot, and I hope that you don't spend a shit ton of time away from significant others or your kiddies if you have any. Hey, sorry, you learn from my mistakes too, man. You learn from my mistakes too. Oh my goodness, so many mistakes that I've made. You do know, because we fucking talked at length about a bunch of them. So we get up there for this show, right? It's a fun time. We're constantly not anymore. What do you mean not anymore? New job has fixed that. That's good. I'm glad to hear that, Signal. That's fucking awesome. So we go up there, and it was a week of performances. I think we had 4 performances in total, at which it was like 4 parades. And every night we would kind of hang out, and they had events planned for us after these tattoos. It was with I can't remember. I don't think it was the Canadian Army. Maybe it was the Canadian Army. I can't remember. I can't remember who it was that was performing with us. But afterwards, we would go out to this local club in Kingston, Ontario, near Lake Ontario, and we would party. This was back when Backstreet Boys was a big deal, and fucking Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears and all that stuff. So we're dancing in the club, we're drinking cheap beer, and during the day before our rehearsals, we would go hang out in Ontario and in Kingston and do fun stuff and go to CD shops and just see the sights, man. So on one of the last nights, after our last performance, we went to that club again, got drunk, danced with the womans there, hung out, got super drunk, and the ritual, the tradition that they had built with us was on the last night. When we were on our way back to our dormitories, there was a bridge that crossed part of Lake Ontario. The ritual was to strip down to your underwear and jump off of that bridge into Lake Ontario. It was super dangerous for a multitude of reasons. A, you shouldn't be jumping into a body of water while you're drunk. B, you shouldn't be jumping into a body of water while you're drunk and have questionable swimming skills. This guy. C, you shouldn't be jumping into a body of water that has a shore of rocks within eyesight and be jumping into this body of water in the dark. So the bottom of, I guess the bottom of the water was maybe 20 to 30 feet deep, maybe a little bit less in certain areas. All I know, yes, Devil Dog, Marine can't swim. I was level 4 swim qual, man. Level 4. I was fucking expert marksman though, expert shooter though, man. I just couldn't swim, all right? I was recon. I wasn't a fucking frog, man. I wasn't a fish. I could tread water, and I could get across the pool, and I could jump off the 10-meter dive thingy and not kill myself. And that was it. That's why they have the Navy, lol. Well, Signal, the Marine Corps, little do people know, the Marine Corps is a part of the Navy. We are our own branch of the military, but we are attached to the Department of the Navy. So, and being shipborne, which a lot of Marines do end up being on ship. They call it being on float when you are deployed to certain areas. You got to be on ship. It's a good idea to know how to swim. You know, just in case the boat sinks or you go overboard or things like that. I know you're just kidding, Signal. I'm kidding too. I'm going along with the bit, man. You shouldn't be in Canada. Them Canadians are ninjas. I don't think I met any ninjas, but they can fucking drink. And I'll get into that story with the boat race that we had with them. So anyways, we jump off the bridge, right? Sister service. Yep, that is correct. So we jump off the bridge, right? Not everybody's landing in the same spot because you're looking to see who's going to come up out of the water, who's going to be up underneath you, because you don't want to jump in when somebody's down there, because again, you don't want to end up with somebody's asshole on your forehead or their balls in your face, or you don't want somebody kicking you in the mouth when they hit the water. So everybody's jumping in different spots. I'm drunk as fuck. And I'll tell you the reason why I was drunk as fuck here in a second. When I jump in, I'm actually closer to that shore of rocks that I mentioned than I thought I was. And I didn't give this any thought. Now, I hit the water correctly. I hit the water feet down. But what I didn't realize, or I didn't remember to do because I was in underwear, was to grab my gonads. So when I hit the water, feet went in, I was fine. By the time I got up to my waist, the water smacked the ever-loving piss out of my gonads. I felt nothing but pain. And then as I reached the bottom where you stop going down into the water, my feet touch rocks. So that was fucking scary. That bridge we jumped off of was easily 30 to 40 feet high. Like, pretty fucking high. So if I had been any further over, I easily could have broken both of my feet, oh my god, Devil Dog with the crying Jordan meme. I believed I could fly, man. What do you want me to tell you? I believed I could touch the sky. I thought about it every night and day. I tried to spread my wings and fly away. Needless to say, I didn't really give it any hardcore thought until the next day once I sobered up and realized how much danger I could have been in. Could have broken both my feet, could have broken both my ankles or my legs. Hell, could have broken my back and ended up paralyzed. Could have knocked myself unconscious on a rock and drowned. All of those things, man. But we all did it as a platoon. Even our platoon sergeant did it. The only person who was not part of this ritual was our platoon commander. And it was like, it was fucking crazy, man. I still to this day can't believe that we did it. But one of my best memories. So the reason I was drunk as hell was this. So one of the other rituals they had on that final night was the boat race. So the Canadians would pick a team of 6 dudes. We would pick a team of 6 dudes. And if you know anything about boat racing, if you went to college, if you've seen fucking, what's the name of that damn movie? Damn it. I can't remember the name of that drinking movie that was made by the dudes who made Super Troopers. If anybody in chat remembers, please throw it in there. Pull it for me. But if you've ever been to college and you know what a boat race is, it's 2 teams of 6 guys, and you each have 2 beers. You have your anchors on the end. You have your leadoff guy, and then you have your anchor. I was the anchor guy. I was the dude who had to slam 2 beers and then send it back down the line because I was known as a notorious. I wasn't an alcoholic, but I could fucking drink. The first time I ever got drunk was in infantry school. Yes, Beer Fest. Thank you, Signal. You're awesome. Beer Fest. Great movie. First time I ever got drunk was in infantry school. We rented a hotel room, filled the bathtub with ice, put all types of liquor in there, like everything that you could think of. And this is back when Smirnoff Ice and Zimas, yeah, were very popular. I opted for the hard liquor because I made the mistake of telling my platoon mates in infantry school that I had never been drunk before. And I had only tried alcohol maybe once, like a sip of a beer every once in a while. So these motherfuckers give me this motivated Marine Corps double shot glass, right? And I still have pictures of this. If I remember, when I get back home, I will post a picture on Twitter, and I still have the Polaroid of me taking my first double shot of Bacardi 151. All in all, that night, I had 5 double shots of Bacardi 151. I don't remember how I got back to the barracks. I don't remember standing fire watch. I barely remember anything from that night. And then from there, I became known as the guy who took double shots of 151, who could drink and who could hold their liquor. Exactly, Signal. I was a crazy motherfucker, and in a lot of ways, I'm still a crazy motherfucker. So that night, we had already done copious amounts of drinking, right? I have a fucking big shot, triple shot. Yo, Soccer, post a picture of that joint to Twitter, man. The world wants to see it. We want to see it. I had already been drinking a shit ton of alcohol, as was everybody else in the platoon as we were partying it up. So then we have the boat race, right? I don't remember what kind of beer it was, but we had to drink 2 of them. So it comes down the line, it gets to me, I slam both of my fucking beers. It gets back to the beginning, and by the slimmest of margins, the Americans, the United States Marine Corps, beat the Canadians in the boat race, which, as far as I know, I don't know if it still happens now, because the last one that I was a part of was in 2002. We've won I know we had won every year up to the point where I participated in it, and I participated for 2 years. My 3rd year that I was on the drill team, we did not go back to Canada. I don't know why, because it was the post 9/11 thing, and a lot of our funds were cut, and we weren't doing as much traveling as we had done in the past. So that we had already done a shit ton of drinking. We did the boat race, won the boat race, and like we were just all fucking completely hammered, and we all jumped into that lake. Shockingly, no one got injured, no one died. We made it back to the barracks room, no harm, no foul. I remember pissing in my trash can in my dorm that night. I didn't make it to the bathroom. I just woke up in the middle of the night and pissed in my trash can. We flew back home. Yo, what's up, Avenger? Speak of the devil, Soccer Avenger. Bruh. How's that Battlefront 2, man? How's the campaign? Tell me it's good. I need to know it's good. Why do Marines do stupid shit, Kappa? 'Cause we think we're young, hard as fuck, and invincible. You know that, devil. That's why we do it, man. We do it because we think we can never die. We believe what society and the Marine Corps tells us, that we are invincible and we can never die. And when we do die, we end up in Valhalla. So, that's the way it is, man. So that's my story, $8 T. Also known by your true handle as 99 cents plus tax, and I'm sticking to it, man. I was a drinking motherfucker. I don't do shots of 151 anymore because it just doesn't taste good and it burns. I like craft beer now. I like fruity, tasty drinks. I like bourbon. I love me some bourbon. Woodford Reserve is my shit. I'll drink that either with a whiskey stone, or sometimes I don't like doing it on the rocks. I prefer the ice ball, or my very very favorite is to just drink it neat right out of the glass. But I'm not a heavy drinker anymore, man. Safety briefs about self-inflicting knife injuries because a Marine got drunk and threw his K-bar in the air and it landed in his stomach. I'm telling you, man. I have not witnessed any people stabbing themselves in the stomach with a K-bar, but that is probably the third or fourth story I've heard about a Marine ending with a K-bar ending up in his stomach because he accidentally stabbed himself. So, you know, that's what we do, man. We do ridiculous shit. Stuff that should get us killed sometimes does get us killed, but a lot of times doesn't. And that just enables us to believe even more that we are invincible. It's crazy, man. I imagine, minus the K-bars and, fights and silly stuff, that it's not any different than a fraternity in a college. I saw the knife in his stomach, got the corpsman, called an ambulance. Holy shit, man. Woo, went back to drinking. That's what you do, man. Corpsman comes, he's taken care of. He's not dead. He might be bleeding out a little bit, but the corpsman's got him. He's good. Go back to drinking, man. You can't have that ruin your buzz. Hopefully, I'm assuming the kid survived and he was all right, man. So, didn't hear about him in the Marine Corps Times. So, what are you gonna do? Avenger, tell me about Battlefront. I need to know. Chat needs to know. We all need to know. How's Battlefront 2? I can't play it until I get home. He was good. That's good to hear. Fucking oorah, man. That is good to hear. I don't know of many dudes. I don't know of anybody personally that's taken a knife to the stomach, man. There's all kinds of bad shit that can happen with that. You fucking septic shock. That shit nicks your intestines. That's bad to go. Just it piercing. Did it pierce his stomach? Do you know? Oh my goodness, man. Avenger, please, you gotta tell us. He's probably dropping the lurk. Yeah, you're probably right, Soccer. He probably is dropping the lurk, man. But that's okay. I'm gonna bug the shit out of him on Twitter. And all of you guys are welcome to join me if you have the Twitter. Follow me at MakeShootOf. Go find Avenger Spec 2 ID. Let me see. Let me get his exact Twitter handle so that I can shout him out. So you guys can go bug him about Star Wars Battlefront 2. Where's he at? Where are you at, Avenger? I know you're in here somewhere, brah. Come on. Where are you? Yup, at Avenger Spec 2 ID. Go in there. Follow him. And bug the shit out of him about Star Wars Battlefront 2. Tell him that Big Boss needs to know how good that game is. It was sticking up. He was holding it so it wouldn't move. Oh my god. So he was like fucking Ricky Bobby in Talladega Nights with the fork, except he's holding a K-bar still as he possibly can in his stomach to prevent any internal damage. I'm telling you, man, I am paralyzed. I'm paralyzed. Don't you stick that knife in your leg, Ricky Bobby. Oh my god. That's so ridiculous, man. Marines are idiots, but we're lovable idiots. Tell you what, holy shit. Thanks again for the question, 99 cents plus tax. Signal. Thanks for that crispy sub. I appreciate you, man. Devil, is Rex still live? Because she probably is. I'm pretty sure she is. Actually, no, shit. After this, yo, damn it, Soccer. Can I host somebody via mobile? Hold on, sorry. Can I chat? No, I don't think I can. Fuck. I can't. Damn it. Oh god, I want to host Bennett. Cuz we're about to wrap this up real soon, fam. Kind of running out of steam. Actually, there's one last thing that I can do. I can take you guys on a tour of the room. Yeah, Bennett's playing Star Wars. I saw that, man, and I want to drop in on him and have a look-see. I was watching him play it over the weekend, and he said he was enjoying it. I liked the space combat stuff, and from what I saw, I didn't really like the free-for-all. Oh, thank you so much, Soccer. I really appreciate it. I'll give you the high sign. Hey, boy, who is this? Who is... What is that? I. How's it going? What's up, man? Or lady? Don't really know. It's a pretty ambiguous handle that you have there. But yeah, I'll give you the high sign when I'm ready to send over fuck. I can't. My brain is starting to slow down. What painting is that behind me? I have no fucking idea. It's a tree in a field. It looks like it might be in Italy. Have no idea. I'm staying in a hotel. Not very well versed on art, unless it's like a Picasso. That's pretty easy to figure out, I think. But yeah. I really appreciate everybody watching. Thanks a lot. I'm sorry you dropped in. Like, you're dropping in right at the end of the show. But if you want to drop a follow or check me out on Twitter at MakeShootOf, you can also find me on Instagram and YouTube by searching MakeShootOf. You could watch this video on demand. This was the Talk Show Tuesday. It's a show that I run every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I talk about topics. I have hot takes on those topics every once in a while, and I answer viewer questions towards the end of the show, which this is pretty much close to the end. It is the end. Who am I kidding? It is the end. So real quick, do you guys want a room tour, which is going to last probably about 45 seconds before we send the love over to my buddy Dammit Bennett? I'm telling you right now, if I get one yes, we're going to do it. Oh, thanks so much for that follow. I'm on mobile right now, so I don't really know. Thanks, I appreciate it. Welcome to Outer Heaven. I'm Big Boss, also known as, or I'm MakeShootOf, also known as Big Boss. Okay, yes, that's one yes, so you're getting a room tour. Here we go. Let's flip this way. Hold on, what is happening right now? Yeah, let's flip it around. Bam. All right, sorry about that. Okay. So the lighting is crappy. That's a window. That is my chair. Those are my work clothes, and that is my Street Fighter t-shirt that I got from Etsy. There's a Ryu and Ken and Chun-Li and Guile shirt that I really like a lot. It's my favorite shirt. I like it. It's one of my favorites. To the window. To the wall. To the sweat drops down my balls. That is my tropical smoothie cafe smoothie that I drank. That is a book that I read before bed. It is a really good book. It is called Mastering Your Inner Game, a self-guided approach to finding your unique sports performance keys. Because I like educating myself on things. That's my bed. That's another painting. It looks like a field of wheat or something or whatever. That's my TV that I'm not going to turn on because I don't want to turn it on. Those are my boots. That is my bag that I carry my lunch in. That's my desk with my iPad and my beanie and my neck badge and stuff.